Hello everyone, Monty here. Today I'm going to show you how I make my fruit salad and how I'm able to keep it all week long fresh in plastic storage containers in the refrigerator by squirting fresh lemon juice all over it. Now a lot of my friends and my mom said they tried doing it and it didn't work for them, so they watched how I did it and said, oh, you really need to show people how to do this because I listened to you, I squirted lemon juice all over it and my fruit never looks as beautiful as yours. So there's a technique I developed only through trial and error that helps me keep my fruit so beautiful. It has not just to do with using the lemon juice, but how I use the lemon juice and how I make sure all the fruit gets the lemon juice on it without mixing it up. Because when you mix it, which most people were doing, you're bruising the fruit, and then like the blackberries, if they're a little soft, will stain, and the strawberries will stain your other fruit, like your orange and your kiwi, and it gets mushy, and it just doesn't, even if you put the lemon juice on, it doesn't stay as fresh as if you don't mix it up. So, first I'll tell you about the types of fruits that I use. What I do is, when I get home from the supermarket, I first peel, because it takes the longest time, my mandarin orange, and I put it in a bowl. Then I rinse off, yes, for all you hygiene people. I always have people like send me notes, did you rinse that fruit really well? Yes, I did. Thank you very much. I rinsed my fruit really well. So I rinse it all and I put it in like little paper towels lining the bowls to absorb the moisture. So then I rinse my blueberries and my blackberries next. Get a little paper towel after I rinse them well. Don't need to rinse the kiwi because you're taking the skin off, right? And I put them in a bowl. Usually this is about 5 or 6 small mandarin oranges. I'm gonna go backtrack here for a second. This is about 1.5 pints of organic blueberries. A big pint, not the little tiny ones, right? Like the big pint size. 1.5 pints. About 2 small packages of blackberries. About 6 kiwi I usually do. About 6 kiwi usually sliced up. And then usually a package and 1/3 of strawberries. You know, one of those regular strawberry containers. So what I do is I get them all in the bowls and I get them ready. And here's where the key is. Then I also have my lemons. I also always have a little spoon handy right by my side in case when I squeeze the lemon, a little pit gets in there. And then I'll take the pit out with the spoon. Also, when I transfer it to the Tupperware, usually the pits will go to the bottom and then I'll be able to get the pits out as well. So people ask me that question all the time about the pits when you squeeze the fresh lemon juice. And I've just cut some lemons, and what I did is when I see you'll see little holes here, because when I see the pits on the top, I dig them out with the knife after I cut them. So these are all organic lemons. I try to always use organic, you don't have to, but fresh lemons. Another question I always get is, can I use the lemon juice, that's in a little plastic container? I don't like, using any kind of that bottled lemon juice because they also put preservatives in there. And I think because I've used that in the past, it doesn't really preserve it as well as fresh cut lemons. I think it's because of those chemicals that are in there. Some of them are 100% pure lemon juice, but for some reason, even the ones that say 100% pure lemon juice, it's not the same as using fresh. From my experience, that's just it. So what I do then is I line up my, let me get a towel here too. I like to wipe my hands off in between if I get my hands dirty during doing this. So I like to have my spoon and my towel. And then what I do is I just start taking a handful of each fruit. This is the important part, because why I'm doing this is I'm taking a handful, I have a big mixing bowl, handful of the mandarin orange, a handful of the blueberries, and then with the blackberries, I try to pour it into my hand, because if you grab it, you're gonna bruise the blackberries. And I get a handful of my blackberries. Kind of do the same thing with the strawberries, just kind of get a handful. I try not to dig my hand into those. And then I do about 4 or 5 of the kiwi. And once I get all 5 fruits in the bowl, and that's one layer, I squirt lemon juice all over the top. Now, the reason why I do this and I layer it like this is because if you put all this fruit into the bowl and then mixed it up with the lemon juice, you're not getting lemon juice all over it, number one, and then you're bruising the fruit, okay? So in the interest of time, because this will take about 3 or 4 minutes, you don't want to watch me do this. Again, I just take a handful, do it one more time, and that's it, and I'll turn the camera off and I'll show you the end result. You want to do the orange, a handful of the orange, I'm seeing a couple of stems here on the blueberries, want to get those out. Then I pour a handful of the blueberries in, handful of the blackberries I pour in, the strawberries, I always do the kiwi last, I don't know why, but that's what I do. And then I'm probably doing this like 5 or 6 times with the handfuls until I fill up this whole bowl. And I'm gonna bring some over to my mom tonight. We're actually doing pickup tonight. She didn't want me to cook, and I want to support a local restaurateur who's my neighbor. So we're doing pickup tonight of some deli sandwiches. And then I just squirt another fresh lemon juice all on top. And look how beautiful this is. That is like a work of art. It's absolutely gorgeous. And all the colors, and what I do with this fruit salad is I used to make this every week. And I feel like every morning when I have my breakfast or an afternoon snack with a bowl, I feel like I'm in a 5-star resort eating my gorgeous fruit salad. And it stays beautiful. Maybe by the 5th day, it starts looking a little funky, but it still looks absolutely gorgeous. You can go back and look at some of my posts and see when I prepped fruit last week, and I had it up until Friday. I think I ate the last, Friday night, I ate the last bit of fruit. I didn't post it, but maybe one of my meals you can see. And you'll see this all week long, how beautiful it looks. So I'm gonna turn the camera off, and I'm gonna fill up the bowl by doing all the handfuls. And then I'm gonna show you how I transfer them into the Tupperware containers, plastic containers, before I put them in the refrigerator, because that's an important bit, I think, is one of the keys to the success of my fruit looking so beautiful. So I'll be right back when I'm done filling this all up.